Sir, good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon, Dr. Girish.
Yeah, sir, good afternoon. We'll start at 4 o'clock, sir. 4, 4, 4. Hello, sir. Hello, Mari sir.
Yes, Girish.
Yeah, can we wait for a few more minutes? Let's see, because 50 participants only have turned up now,
Okay,
or
okay.
else can we start?
Yeah, yeah, we will wait for a few more minutes and then we can start.
All right, sir. Thank you. Yeah, hello. Hello, sir.
Girish, I just
Yes.
share my screen, okay? That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, sure, sure. We will start the session, sir.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Good evening to everyone. So
Good
in
evening,
the
sir.
morning session, we discussed about the various research scope in the transportation engineering field, and we have seen about the various mathematical aspect, how it is involving for the developing the mathematical equations based on your input data. And in the afternoon sessions, we are going to see the basics. It is a very beginning stage, how the SPSS view are there and what are the available options are there that we are going to discuss. The second category, we will see the data entry. In the data entry, we will see two aspects. One is manual. So manually, how can we enter the data? The second one is how can we import the data from the Excel sheet. As I told that the data is involving in the huge sample size, and mostly you will save your data in the XLS format. So how we are importing and exporting your data as well as the result using the MS Excel, that we are going to see. Third will be the data analysis. The today lectures we will see what are the basic analysis we can do with respect to descriptive statistical analysis, and we try to identify the various parameters. Morning I have floated that explore the terms like a mean, median, standard deviations, variations, variable distributions like a normal distributions, okay, log normal distributions, the Poisson distributions, the different kind of the distributions patterns are there. Hope you might be explore the fundamentals in the perspective of mathematics. So in the lectures I'm not going to cover much about the mathematical aspect since we have the lesser time.
Sir, I have posted the shared the data.
Okay.
So yeah, it is there in the chat box.
Okay.
Yes,
So we
please.
request the participant kindly share, download the shared Excel sheet. It is a small data. Today we are going to play with that particular data. And tomorrow I will share the large amount of the data which we are going to use for the correlations as well as the modeling aspect of the output. So the third, we are going to analyze the data. In the data, we can see how the outlier tests we can perform. Also, graphical representations. So what are the type of the what existing type of the graphs are there, like a bar chart, bar chart, histogram, and with respect to the outlier, how can we compare before the corrections and the after the corrections with respect to the figure? So those kind of the things we are going to discuss in the graphical representation. So this is the four main agenda of the today presentations. So we will directly move to the SPSS software. I hope everybody install the SPSS software. So let me open the software first. So I request all the participants kindly open the SPSS software. So once you open, so you can able to see this kind of the dialog box. Okay. So when it is opening the SPSS software, it start inbuilt itself untitled datasheet 1. Okay. So in case if you want to open another new sheet, you can click new datasheet and it will generate the untitled datasheet 2. But anyway, we are going to work with the first data itself, nothing different over there. So directly I'm giving to the close. So when you're closing, you can able to see the data entry view. So this is the data entry view. Here we are going to play with our variables, whether we are entering the manual data or else we are collecting the data through the Excel format. So this is the data view as well as we have the variable view. So all the participants kindly open the SPSS software and you can able to see all the options in your SPSS software. So basically we have the two dialog box. One is the data entry dialog box. So this is the data entry dialog box. In the data entry dialog box, we have the two view. One is the data view and the another one will be the variable view. Then we have the output. So if you want to generate an output, so output data will be there actually. So this is an output window. Morning while closing our sessions, I have shown how the things will be there. So this is the output window. Whatever analysis you are performing, all the result will be generated and represented in the output window. So untitled one will be your data entry screen, as well as here you can utilize all the analysis option, and the another screen will be the output. So all the output you can able to generate and you can able to easily interpret from here. So this is a two screen. So once you are opening the SPSS software, you can able to see the dialog box. You just directly close that welcome dialog box and the data entry sheet will be there. Once you can able to see the data entry sheet, you just to go to the file, new and output. If you are clicking the output, you can able to open the output windows. So this is an output window. So the working nature and the easiness of the work is like Excel only. If you are much familiar with Excel, so I am assured that the SPSS working also it will be slightly easy only. So if you have the knowledge and the good fundamental the SPSS working style, then it is very good. So once you open the data, okay, you have to enter the data. So example, so anybody has an issue so far opening? So once you open, so this is the cell for the variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, variable 4. It is representing in the column wise, so like our Excel sheet only. So this might be the Y, X1, X2, X3. Okay. So this kind of the definitions only given for the variable. So example, you can type variable, example, you can consider 1, 2, 3, 3, 1. So like that, you just give the random 5 numbers. Then you can give 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. So you can give, this is the random numbers. So again, you can give the variables 25, 20, 30, 21, 24. So if you have the limited data, in case if you don't have the data in the Excel sheet, you just enter your data by manual also. In case if you are performing the 5 tests and you have the test result of the 5, so with respect to the variables, you try to enter what are the variables. So next might be the 1, 1, 0, 1, 0. So these are the random number I have entered. So participant in the data view. So we have to enter our data. So initially we just learn the data entry manually. Then we can move to the Excel data. How we are giving the input as Excel output as an input for the SPSS file. So each column representing the each variable. Okay. So here VAR 0 to 401 is indicating the variable name, and 1, 2, 3, 3, 1 and all indicating your data. So this 1, 2, 3, 1 and all, it is a categorical data, as well as 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. It is a binary data, as well as we have the continuous data 25, 20, 31, 21, 24. Then again we have the discrete data 1, 1, 0, 1, 0. So this is a sample data we have entered. So I request everyone try to enter some random data in your data view. So once the data entry is over, now I can explain the options are available in the variable view. As I told that there is a two views for the data entry. One is data view, another one will be the variable view. So if you are going to variable view, you can see 4 variables. Okay, you have entered the 4 random variables in the data view sheet. Okay. So participant, kindly enter the 4 random variables. Once you enter the random variables in the data view, you can move to the variable view. So in the variable view, you have the various informations about your data. So like a name of the variable, type numeric, with decimals, label, values, missing, column with alignment, measure, and row. So these are the options are there when it is coming to your variable view. So here you can change your variable name. Example VAR 401 is given as a variable name, but our data has the different name. If you want to change the variable name, you just directly type example state. So state is the variable one, so you can type state. Variable 2, you can assume that gender. So you can type as a gender. Third will be the age. And fourth will be the household. Okay. So basically when you are entering your name for the variable, it won't accept the space. Example, if you want to provide a household size, if you want to type household space size, in case if you are typing, it won't accept the space. So that is the one condition. Second, when you are entering the name for the variable, it won't accept the special characters as a beginning point. Also, it won't accept the number as the beginning point. Okay, so that is a one thing, and it allows maximum of 64 characteristics. So that is the conditions. Okay, so in case if I'm, as I told, that if I'm typing household size, space size, and if I'm giving enter, variable name contains an illegal character, so it won't accept the space as well as the special characteristics. In case if you want to provide your variable as a household size, so in that particular case, what you can do, household, so under hyphen size. So this is the way you can explain your variable name. Okay, to everyone, to open your SPSS, you try to enter any number of the random variables, variable 1, 2, 3, or 4, then some 5 sample data set you can enter. Then you can move to the variable. Here we are going to discuss more about the variables and the each parameters which consist under that particular variable. First one will be the name. We have to give the name for the each variable. So first I have a given state, second gender, age, household size. As I told that it won't accept the space. In case if you're providing household space size, then it won't accept that particular name. So in that particular case, you can use a hyphen and the other characteristics. So once you enter the name, now you can move to the data view. Here you can able to see the variable name has been changed. Initially, it was in the variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, variable 4. Now it has been changed to the what we have defined like a state, gender, age, and household size. The second will be the type, what the data we have entered. So basically, we used to analyze the numerical data only. So we are developing the model, we are trying to perform the various statistical analysis. So the data, most of the data, it will be in the numeric. Still, if your data has some different things, example dot or the date, scientific notation, or a string, some what we can say statement, it is the male, female, adult, old. So those kind of the variables are there, then that is coming under the string. So whatever the variable type, you can choose and you can fix it in your variable view categories. Okay. In our case, all the fours are numerical value we are going to analyze. So all the variables here represented as a numerical. So in the default, SPSS will take numeric. In case if you want to change your data, then again you have to go over here. In here, you have to choose whatever your data format is, whether dollar, date, scientific notations, dot. Okay, so all the options are there. So with respect to the data type, you have to change with respect to your data. So when it is coming to the width actually, so it is allowing the number of the characteristics. Example, numeric, when you are entering, it allows the 8. 8 is the width. So when it is coming to the numeric, it take default 8 or 9 or some default value will be there. So most probably the numbers will be there maximum 4 to 5. It won't go more than 5. So default whatever width is there, you can take it when it is coming to the numeric. But when it is coming to string, okay, if you want to type the words, so that time you have to increase your width, okay. So it might be the household size for the male, household size for the female. If you are entering like that, the string, the cell width, you have to increase it to allow that particular statement. So that will be the third one. The fourth one will be the decimals. Okay, after points, how many decimals you want to provide, you can increase or the decrease with respect to your data. So yeah, probably it may be 3 or the 4. So with respect to your test results, what is the decimals you want to provide? 49.01 or 50.0003. So like that, you just increase as well as decrease your decimals. So that is a one thing. Label. So as I told that name has some constraint. So we can't enter whatever if you want to define in that name cell. So in that particular case, if you want to specify something, that you just enter in your label. So example, states from India. Okay. Gender in house. Age with respect to responder. So whatever the details you want to give, that you just explain in your labels section. So this is the use of the label. So during the analysis, you might be getting the two options: analyze with respect to the label or analyze with respect to the variable. According to that, you will get your result. Okay. So this is the next label. Next will be the values. So values, what we are defining in the sense, your data having some discrete value, and each discrete or ordinal data having some of the meaning, okay, or some of the definitions. So that things you can define over here. Example, state. So when it is coming to the state, I have a given the three classifications: 1, 2 and 3. In my study, I have selected 3 state. What are the 3 states that I can define here? So in the variable view, you go to the values, none will be there and the 3 dot will be there. There you can click, you can able to see this kind of the dialog box, value labels. Okay. So the participant go to the variable view. So far we have discussed about the name, type of the data, width, decimals and the label. Next we have moved to the values. So when it is coming to the values, your data might be the discrete or it might be the ordered or the ranked or ordinal data. In that particular point, we are defining what is 1, what is 0, what is 3, 4 and all. When it is coming to my data, this is the random data I have entered, or the Excel sheet, whatever the things circulated through the chat box, the same data only I have entered with respect to the 5 numbers. So when it is coming to the state, we have the 3 values. So in this particular analysis, I'm considering the 3 state. One will be the Tamil Nadu, second will be the Andhra Pradesh, and third will be the Maharashtra, or we can consider as a Karnataka. So whatever assumptions you want to make it, you can make it. So the label values, we have 1, 2, 3. So the value we can enter 1, and what is the label value for the 1 is Tamil Nadu, TN. So I'm indicating TN as the Tamil Nadu. So it added. So we have the 2. Again, you can enter the value 2 and you can define that Andhra Pradesh AP. So you can give add. Then the value we can give 3. Third one will be the Maharashtra. So I can assume that MH. So I am giving the MH third options. So that is given MH. So now we can give OK. So all the variables defined here. Okay. So here we have a defined 1, 2, 3. So participant go to the variable view. So in that variable view, you go to the values. Values, you can click the three dot. So you will get this kind of the dialog box. So in the dialog box for the state, I have a given 1, 2, 3. So 3 points I have a given. First point I am defined as a Tamil Nadu. Second is Andhra Pradesh. Third will be the Maharashtra. So each cell I have a defined with respect to the value and the label. Now if you are giving OK, so the data is coded. The second will be the gender. So gender I have a given 0 and 1. You can go and see the data view. 1 and 0 I have given. So 1 is indicating the male and 0 is indicating the female. So that label and the value we are going to define in that particular cell. So the same variable you can go. 0 means female, add. 1 is defining the male, add and give OK. So age is a continuous variable, no need to define, it might be 0 to 100. Household size also, it is a continuous variable, it might be the 2-3 person in a home or the 10 person in a home, 14 person in a home. So I can consider that is as a continuous variable. So this is the way you can explain. Dear participant, again I'm repeating, so go to the data view. So you try to enter any 4 random variables or even 2 random variables also fine. One is you can consider as a state and you try to give the discrete variable or the ordered data 1, 2, 3, 3, 1. Gender you can give 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0. Age, household size that I have given an extra. So now we can go to the variable view. Here I have entered the variable name. I defined what is my data, numeric or a string or date and all. I limited the width of the numbering. Decimals I have a given. Then the label you can give. Then you define the values. So it is a discrete data. When it is coming to the state, I'm consider the 3 state, 1, 2, 3. 3 state I consider. One is indicating Tamil Nadu, second indicating Andhra Pradesh, third indicating the Maharashtra. So I have a defined. So this values and all very helpful when you are analyzing the diagrams and when you are getting an output. So all the this values we can able to see in the output box. So output box, it will show with respect to the Tamil Nadu, what is the result? Andhra, what is the result? With respect to the male, how? With respect to the female. So those kind of the analysis you can clearly capture from the output data. So instead of 0 and 1 and all, you might be getting confused. Many of the times you have to refer what is 0, what is 1 and all. But once you entered all the values, once you defined everything, then it is easy to check the results. So the result table itself, it will indicate male, female and all. So next is missing. This is not required right now. Next will be the columns. Okay. So here columns with columns, how many with it given. Example here standard, it will be the 9. But with respect to the size, the data you have entered, so it is changing actually. Example, now you can see in the data view, this is the cell size, columns width. Okay. It is 9. In case if you are entering 29, you can see how the things are changed. Okay, this is the one way how we can change the width of the column by changing the size of the columns in the variable view. Or else it is very simple using your mouse. So here the arrow will be there. If you are reducing, automatically it will get changed. See, now it become a 10, 29 to 10. So this kind of the columns width we can define with respect to the data how you want to enter. So it might be the 10 power 5, 10 power 10 will be there your data. So in that particular case, you just to define what is the size of your columns. So that is the options. Okay. So participant, we have seen about the values and missing, I will explain when it is coming to the analysis. Next to the columns are there. Columns with we are defining with respect to your data and your requirement. The next one will be the symbol. It isn't just an alignment, whether your data will be the left alignment or the right alignment or corner. So in the default, it will be the right alignment. In case if you want to make it as the left, it will change it to the left. So change left and you can go to the data view and you can see how it is changed. So in the variable view, one option is the align. So align is just alignment of the text what you have entered. So it like a normal Excel only. You have the three center one, left and the right. Default it takes right. In case if you want to change, you click the drop down button and you just click the left. Automatically it will get changed. Again, you go to the data view. You can able to see how it has been aligned to the left. For the uniformity, I will change to the right. So the now next one will be the important one will be the measure. As I told that in the morning, we have the data as the ordinal data, nominal data, scaled data. Scaled data, it is consisting of the interval and the ratios, or else we can tell that a continuous variable. Okay. So when it is coming to the scale, it might be the 0 to 100 or 0 to infinity, it will be there. So whatever the scale you are providing, that it will take directly. And the state will be ordinal, will be it is an ordered data. Nominal will be there, it is a ranked or the interval or the what we can say categorical data we can define when it is coming to the nominal. So when it is coming to the state, we have the three categories. Okay, so it is not a scale data, it is not in a continuous data, it is in a discrete data. Also, it is not in a ordered. Okay, randomly it is given Tamil Nadu, Andhra, and Maharashtra. So it does not mean that Tamil Nadu is the number one, Karnataka, what is Andhra is number two, Maharashtra is number three. So it is a discrete data. So I can choose the type as a nominal. So when it is coming to the gender also, I have a given as a male, female. So you can change the measure as a nominal. Age is a continuous data. So consider as a scale. And household size also I have considered as a scaled data. So you can fix it as a scaled one. So this is the important part when it is coming to the variable view. So you define what is your data. Okay. So now the complete data is ready. So you have defined your data, you have entered your data, and you have defined your data based on your requirement. Now the data is ready for the analysis. So dear participant, once you open your SPSS software, you can able to see the welcome window. So you just directly close the welcome window because the first sheet automatically it will get opened. So once you open the data, you just go to the file, new, and you try to open what is the output. You can open your output file, and this is the one view for your data entry, and this is then another view for your output and output, okay, results, where we can able to see all the outputs. So once in the data view, you try this column is considering for the each variable x1, x2, x3, x4, y1 or the y2. So randomly you try to enter the variables 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. So this is the random data I have entered. So once you enter the data, here variable 1, 2, 3, 4 used to be there as a name. To change the data and give the criteria and the defining the labels, you can go to the variable view. So in the variable view name, you can type what is the variable 1 state, variable 2 gender, variable 3 age, variable 4 household size. So this is the data you can enter. The second is defining your data, whether it is a numeric data or the date, dollar, string value, or restricted numeric. So a lot of classifications are there. So what is your data type, that you can pick and click OK. So the width is, as I told, that it is allowing the width for entering the 8. Okay, the digit is there, so you can enter 8. In case if you string is there, if you want to type the many numbers or the many words, that kind of the situations, you have to increase the width of the particular cell. Then the next will be the decimals. So how many number of the decimal you want to define, that you can define it, or else the default it will be the 2. Then you just enter the label. So as I told that the state, so name variable, when you are entering the variable name, it has a lot of restrictions. To avoid those restrictions, you can enter the labels, and when it is coming to the analysis, you can perform your analysis with respect to the label what you have defined or the variable name what you have entered. Then you can define the values when it is coming to the categorical data or else discrete data. So each discrete numbers has the different definition. So all you can enter here. So example state, it has a 3 numbers, the 3 dot, when you are clicking, you will get this kind of the particular dialog box. Here I have a defined number 1, 2, 3. Okay, number 1 is indicating Tamil Nadu, number 2 indicating the Andhra, number 3 indicating the Maharashtra. So I have typed 1 in the value, I have typed the label is TN. Then I given an add. So like that again I repeated 2, I entered the label value as AP, then value is a 3, I entered the label value as a MH, okay, Maharashtra, then I have clicked as OK. So the missing we will see the later discussion. The column, it is just normal, the column width, okay, if you are adjusting with the arrow mark also based on your data numbers, so that is adjustable here. So two type of way we can adjust the width of the column. The alignment is a generalized alignment, left and right, and the center alignment. The final is the important. So all the analysis are happening with respect to the measures. Okay, whether your data is the nominal data or the ordinal data or the scaled data. Okay, so here I have the 4 data, nominal data, 2 nominal data, 2 scaled data. So this is the way I have defined the variable for the random one. So as I told that the state, okay, we have a defined 1, 2 and all. This is a discrete variable, and I defined as the male, female, Tamil Nadu and all. Okay, so here you can able to see one options, right? Value labels. So what you enter that value labels, we can able to see here. If you are clicking this particular one, now you can able to see Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, male, female, female. So now you can able to see this changes. Again, if you want to, just you can disable. So it will go to your numeric definitions. So this is the one advantage and the one benefits to define, if you are defining the label values. So it is very easy to interpret your result, as well as it is easy to understand your data also. So here, if you are seeing that value labels options will be there. If you are clicking that value options, you can able to see this one. Again, it is changing. Any doubt for opening the SPSS? So dialog box will be there. It will be easily to will lead to the untitled one. Okay, then you go to the file, try to open your output data. Then I have told you to randomly generate some data. Each column is considering as a variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, variable 4. Okay, so if you want to define the data, so in the variable view, if you are going, so here name you can enter numeric, width, decimals, labeled values, missing values, everything will be there. if you are defining the values for your discrete data, that analysis you can able to see here how it is changed and all. So I request all the participant, hope you have followed with me for the data entry and the variable view. You tried your laptop. So anybody having the doubt, you just let me know. I will wait for the few seconds. Okay, so once the data entry is over, so the save, actually saving option is the mandatory one. Okay, so here like a normal how you're saving the Excel, the same like the save options will be there. The file or the automatic box is the save this content is there. Okay, or save option is there. You just click and save your data. So basically, as I told, the two views is here. One is the data entry view, another one will be the output view. So you have to save individually both files. So two files you have to save it. One is for the data entry file and another will be for the data output file. So here you can go to the file and you just click save. So wherever you want to save, just you can give the name. So maybe demo1 and you can save your file. So now only your data entry file is saved, but your output file is not saved. So again, you go to the output file, you just go, okay. But now the output is not generated. As of now, it is not required to save. Once the output is generated, then you can able to enable the saving of the output file. So kindly note the participant, two dialog box will be there. One is for the data entry and the output file. Once the data entry is over, also if you performed the analysis, so you have to save both files individually. So you have, in case if you're performing the one model using SPSS software, you might be having the two data, okay, two file. One is your input file and another will be your output file. Both has in a different saving aspects, okay, save aspect. So this is the way how can we can enter the data manual, and very quickly I will cover what are the options are there. Okay, but I'm not going to cover in detail all the options. So we will see the selected options in the further studies. So it's a file is like a normal our Excel new open will be there. Okay, save as options will be there. Edit is there. So edit what we are going to maximum use in the sense undo redo will be there. Other than that, if you're copy pasting, the paste options will be there. If you want to insert any variables or the any cases, so this is full column is considering as a variable and each cell is considering as a cases here. So in the Excel we used to tell as a cell, so here they will refer as a cases. So that's what here defined insert variable or the insert cases. Find, okay, it is a control F, that means in the Excel sheet we will give the find or the search options, that is nothing but the find over here, replace here, go to case. Okay, in case if you want to this, you if you want to go this particular case is nothing but cell. Okay, the 4 if you want to go, and this is your column, you select this particular column and you go to the edit and go to cases. So if you want to clicking 4 directly, it will go to the fourth one. So example 4 if you are providing go, so it go to the fourth one. So gender is a variable you have selected. In the gender, if you want to go to the fourth case, in case if you are typing fourth directly, it will go. So here I have entered only 5 data. That's what you are not, you might not feeling the importance. But when you have the thousands data, okay, when you have a huge set of the data, in that particular point of view, if you want to go for the some particular cell, then that time definitely it will be helpful. Replace, go to cases, go to variable. Here only 4 variables are there, but most of the research when it is coming, we might be having the 40 50 variables and each variables are having the 600 data, 500 data, 1000 data. In that particular point of view time, this editing options will give the lot of boost for your analysis purpose. So these are the options like undo, redo, copy, paste, insert variable, as well as the cases. Cases is nothing but your cell, and go to case and the go to variable options are there. This is the stand view. So various toolbox view, how can we do? So it is a simple, during your free time, you just explore all the parameters. Then the data, how we are defining the variable. Okay, so example, I told that here variable view, we have entered all the definitions. So instead of that, you go to the data, define variable properties. In case if you want to explain about, explain about each variable, then individually you can do it instead of variable view. So participant, in the variable view, we have changed our criteria like a variable name, type, and other things and all we have defined. So instead of variable view, you have the another options, define variable properties. Click that variable properties. So you will get the variable 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 variables will be there. So now we have entered all the data. So that's what we are getting all these things. So here you can see, as I told that we have entered the name as a state, but here it is showing states from India. So this is the things we have given in the label. As I told that you have the various limitation to enter name of the variable. During that time, you just define whatever you want to give in the label section. As I told that when you are analyzing in the analysis part, you can able to see in the section whatever things you have entered in the label, you can able to see state from India, gender in house, age with respect to respondent. This is the one view, but if you want to change to the variable view, you can right click here. You can have the options display variables. So if you are clicking, it will move to the variables what you have defined, state, gender, age, and the household size. So this kind of the options hereafter it will be followed for all the analysis process. So again, I'm repeating, the participant go to the data, define variable properties. In the variables, you can be able to see this dialog box. So in the dialog box, so hope everyone opened this dialog box. Here define variable properties is there, and default it will show the name what you have entered in the label. But if you want to understand and study with respect to the name, so inside that variables box is there. So inside you just right click and show display variable names. So automatically it will change to the name. Basically in the SPSS you will get this kind of the dialog box. Okay, so there's a three particular ways to enter the or the analyze the data. So one is state. Now if you want to study about the state, you have to transfer this variable to here, variables to scan. Here you have to transfer the data. Okay, for transferring what we can do, you select that particular variable and the arrow mark is there. If you click the arrow mark, it will move directly. Okay guys, so the variables will be there. If you particularly if you want to study about the state, you have to transfer the variable in the right side, from the left to right side. For transferring the data, you simply select that particular variable and click the arrow. It directly it will move. That is the one option. Or else the variable is there, if you are double click, if you are doing, so automatically it will move to the right side. So instead of arrow mark, if you are doing the double click, automatically it will move to the right side. So this is another way. Okay, or else you just select that variable, you drag and put it here. So dragging and moving options also available. So household size, dragging and moving. So this kind of the nature is common. Whatever you are analyzing hereafter, we are doing the SPSS. So we are going to perform this kind of the method only. So participant kindly note it down. Okay, hereafter. So each and every time I'm not explaining this kind of the small stuff. So if you having the variable in the left side, and if you want to transfer to the right side, select arrow will be the one option, or double click if you are doing, that will be the one option, or select dragging and moving this right side, that will be then another option. So this is the way we can define or list the data. Again, if you want to move back, that same process. Now we have a selected state and you give the continue. Here all the things are there, like a current variable state, label what you want to type, measurement type, numeric. So all the things whatever we have it defined, so everything is here. So you can define your variable properties here also. So this is an alternative way how we can define your data. So the simplest way is you just enter the data or copy paste or import your data and go to the variable view. Here you can explain or define all your data. Still, if you want to do very systematic, then go to the data, define the data variable properties will be there. Left side, whatever the data will be there, that you try to drag or the arrow or the double click if you are doing. So then again, it will go to the continue. When you're clicking the continue, you will get all the options. Whatever we have done in the variable view, all the options are given here. So the same things we can do it. So this is the one options. Other than that, variable options are there, like a short, okay, short variable, maybe ascending order, the descending order, duplicate. You just to try to identify the split your file cases, everything. So small options are there. So, but most probably we are not using all the options over here until otherwise, if you're studying about the data structures kind of the analysis. So basically here I'm going to focus with respect to only developing the regressions and the mathematical analysis. So just directly I'm moving to the transform. So here also we are not going to use the much options. The main thing is here, the analysis. So now we are in the core part of the analysis in the SPSS software. Okay, analysis. So remaining all the options are like a supporting, okay, supporting options, but the analysis is playing the major role. So basically, as I told that the first we are doing the descriptive analysis. Okay, so what is the percentage of the male, female? Okay, what is the frequency table? Is there any missing data or the missing values are there? How we can do the analysis, probability distributions. So frequency, descriptive, cross table. Also we can do gender and age. How it is linked. Okay, the cross tabs also we can perform. So various descriptive analysis options are there. At the same time, the Bayesian statistics also there. One way ANOVA is the one of the important one, and it varies one sample, normal, binomial, Poisson. So all the things we can do. And this is the defining the table, and the compare mean is another important one with respect to the mean, how two variables are varying. The variability we can check with respect to the means, and you can perform the one sample t-stat student test and one way ANOVA test also we can perform. So these are the options are there. Then the modeling aspect, generalized linear model, okay, generalized linear, okay, general linear model, generalized linear model. Then some of the mixed models, you have to define your models, combining the two to three models to concepts together for the developing the model in a non-parametric way. Then this is another important one, the correlations one. As I told that before developing the mathematical model, you have to study about the factors, how it is influencing each other. With the y, how x1 is influencing, with the y, how x2 is influencing. So correlation test we are performing. So particularly in the bivariate, we have the different kind of the correlations, like a Pearson's, Kendall-Dabos, Spearman's. So as I told that, try to explore two. One is parametric and another one will be the non-parametric. Pearson is coming under the parametric and the other method is coming under the non-parametric. So these correlations also we can perform. I will explain in the tomorrow lecture. So correlations, then the regressions, important part is there. So as I told that with respect to your data, particularly your y variable, which is your dependent variable, which is falling under the which distributions, and what is your objective, whether it is estimations of the speed or understanding of the behavior or violations, accident. So with respect to your dependent variable, you have to finalize what model you want to develop. Example, linear regressions. Okay, if you want to estimate some value, if you want to predict some value, speed might be 1 to 100. If you want to predict the speed, you can develop the regressions, linear regressions equations. In case, as I told, that the binary logistic, it might be 0 or 1, that is your y value. In that particular cases, we can use the binary logistics. Okay, during this workshops, I will cover the micro level about the linear regressions model development with the multiple variables, as well as the binary logistic, how we are taking the decisions, or whether the accidents happen or not. So those kind of the hypothesis we can detailedly study in the binary logistic result. So other than that, the non-linear model also we can develop. Yes, the one important is the ordinal or the probit data. So your data might be ranking data. You have a collected level of service 1 to 6. That is the y parameters. So in that particular case, you have to adopt the probit or the ordinal model. Okay. So that is also possible using the SPSS software. So that is the one. And next will be the log linear. So if you want to develop the logic model, or if you want to define your data as the log linear data, so in that case, log linear also we can develop. Neural network options are there, but it is with respect to the limited, very limited scope. Classify, when it is coming to the classifications, here clustering is the two-step cluster, k-means clustering is there, hierarchical clustering techniques also there. Okay, so this is you can perform. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. It is
Okay.
audible. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
somebody saying no audio, that is it.
No, no,
Okay.
no. That is a problem with other network. You can
Okay, okay.
proceed, sir.
Okay, here classification is the example. Your data might be having the two type of the data. As I told, the discrete data will be there. That cases you can develop the binary logic model. Still, if you are not getting the significant or the better fit data in that particular time, you can go for the clustering techniques to find the threshold and defining the two classifications of the data. So that is also one of the way you can adopt the clustering technique. So then other non-parametric forecastings is there. So this is with respect to the seasonal as well as the long rainfall data or the wave data. So those kind of particular default modeling will be there. Instead of regressions model, you might like ARIMA model. So like the default model here we have. So if you have that available data, and if you know which model you want to adopt, so you just directly click that model. Like a K means how we are adopting artificial neural network, like a spectral analysis is there, seasonal decompositions analysis is there, also some traditional modeling also there. So if you have that available set of the data, you perform it. The next one will be important, will be the surveillance. So here we can talk about the severity. Okay, how the severity or how the riskies are there. So basically the Kaplan Meier will be the one of the things most probably referred one when it is coming to the accident severity and other risk kind of the studies. So if you have the data, so you can adopt any methods which can visible for your study. So then other things, other important things is the ROC curve. So yes, then another one is the reliability analysis also we can perform. So if you want to conduct the reliability study, so if you have the data, the reliability analysis also you can perform it. Okay. So the participant, the model, whatever you want to choose, as many times I told that it is completely depend on your data. If your data is very well and perfect, everything is coded in the well manner, and if you know what is your specific objective and what is your data is falling under the particular distributions, based on that you can develop the model using the SPSS software. So developing the model, it takes very lesser time. Only the time is the tedious when you coding the data or defining the data, then interpretations of the results. Once the output comes, so you will get a huge set of the results. From that result, what are the major highlights you have to take it, that will lead to the big time TDS. Time TDS in the sense maybe 1 hour or half an hour, or if you want to Google something, it may take 2-3 hours. So that is the thing. So what is your objective? And if you have the perfect data, you can adopt that model irrespective of the linear, binary logic, multinomial logist, ordinal, orbit, probit, clustering, classifications, then the risk analysis, reliability analysis also we can perform. Forecasting you can perform if you have the huge set of the data. Then the risk analysis we can perform, surveil under the surveil. So this is with respect to the modeling and the analysis. The final one will be the ROC curve. As I told that the validation part is very important, but in our lecture, I'm not going to cover about the ROC curve. Okay, so there is a various parameters. Morning I have explained, once you perform the validations using the 20% of the data, you have the various goodness of fit measures like R square, R value, map value, RMS value. So likewise, ROC curve also we can plot. Under the ROC curve, how much area it is covered, according to that we can define how your model is fitting with the predictions. So it varies 0 to 1, so which is approaching near to the 1, that is showing that the very well and perfect fit of the your model. So if you are getting the higher value of the areas under the ROC curve, that is indicating the best fit of your model. So this is the overview about the analysis, the major work we are doing only with respect to this analysis only. So next one will be the graphs. The here chart builder will be there. So here various options will be there and you can plot variable. Okay. So here various charts are there like a bar chart, line chart, area, pie chart, scatter, histogram, and the most important is the box plot. This is nothing but your outlier test. So these are the options are there when it is coming to the chart builder. So with respect to the data, I will explain all this plot and as well as the interpretations or whatever the changes you want to make it in the chart section. So this is the overview about the options, and again I'm repeating. So once you open the windows, so the data view will be there, variable view will be there. The data view manually I have instructed to type some of the data. Then I have defined how can we explain the variable view, like a name you can give, you can define your data numeric or the string or the date or whatever it is. Then width I have a defined, decimal we have defined, the label we have a given because name variable ender has a restrictions. To understand for the better analysis, I have a given the state from the India, gender in house, age with respect to the respondent. Even if you want to type something in the household also, you can give. Then the values, so 3 dot will be there. If your data is a discrete data, if you want to define what is 1, 2, 3 and all, you click the value. Here value will be there. You type 1, label is Tamil Nadu, click add. Then again you click 2 is AP Andhra Pradesh, add 3 Maharashtra, again add, and if you're clicking OK, so the values has been defined. Next to the columns, it is adjustment of the column, the size we are defining, alignment also, it is a left, right, center, normal. When it is coming to the measures, this is a very important thing. What is your data? So in SPSS, we have the 3 classifications, basically the data, ordinal data, nominal data, interval, and ratio. So this is the measures we have to define with respect to the data. But SPSS, we have only 3 classifications. One is ordinal, nominal, it is straight, combine, interval, and the ratio. Your data might be interval or it is a ratio. In that particular case, you have to consider as a scale. So this is a 3 classification is there, you can define. So here I have typed 2 nominal values and the 2 scaled data. So that is the way I have defined here. So once the data view variable view is over, I just given the very quick about the how to save the data. Save options will be there and various editing options and various data. Okay, the define variable properties. If you are clicking the define variable properties, which is same like variable view, here left right box will be there. Whatever analysis you are doing in the SPSS, you will get 2 boxes, left and right boxes. Left always it is indicating your input or the whatever the data you have entered. So with respect to the analysis, whatever you want to do, that data or sorry, that variable, you have to shift it to the right side by clicking the arrow or the double click or tracking and moving in that right side. So this is the way we can do it. Then very important thing is analysis. So analysis, we have the various options. The most important things when it is coming to the model development, first descriptive analysis. In the descriptive analysis, we can study what is the existing conditions of the variable. Once you understand about the data, you can perform the correlation test with respect to the y x1 is how related each other, y x2 how it is related each other, by using the parametric and non-parametric test that we will see in the detailed manner. Then the regression equations, various regression equations, log linear regressions are there. With respect to the data, we can choose what model you want to develop it. Other than that, we have the limited applications of neural network and limited classification techniques and other techniques are there. Okay. So now I hope everybody downloaded the data from the chat box. Okay. So I'm opening the new data sheet. Go to the new data. You can click the data. You will get the new data sheet. So participant, already we have learned with us randomly typed data. So now you can go to the file, new data. If you are clicking the data, you will get the new data sheet. So once you get the new file data, again you can go to the file, import data. In the import data, Excel option is there. You click that Excel option, you find the path where you have downloaded and saved the data. So share data dot xlsx format is there. You click the data sheet. Okay. If it is not visible that Excel file, then you just file type will be there. In the under the file type, you click Excel format. If you are clicking the Excel format, then you can able to see whatever the data available. So when you are clicking, SPSS will be there. So SPSS statistics is it only show the SCAB format. But if you are clicking Excel format, then only you can able to see the data. Then click share data, open. So once you click the open, you can able to see this kind of a file. Sheet 1. So already they have the A to H. If A to H is there, read variable names from the first row of data. So basically, I have distributed this is a data actually. So state, gender, age, household, qualifications, working day, mode, and electric bike, whether shifting or not. So this is the data I have given. The first cell or the first column, row containing the name of the variable and the remaining data are there. So this is the data what we have. So next will be actually what we are doing in the sense. Next, you can click OK. So once you click the OK, the data, everything is entered into the SPSS. So go to the file, import data. If you are clicking the Excel, okay, it leads to the path. Okay, you can choose where you have stored the file. So if you are clicking the share data XLX, it will get open. So in the open, main important thing is read variable names from the first row of data. So if you are clicking that one, then only the name will come here: state, gender, age, household qualifications, working day, mode, and EB shift. So participant, I assume everybody open the Excel sheet, import the Excel sheet in your data view. So here you can change the data. So name, everything is there. Numeric, it is there. So label, if you want to define, you can define the label, as well as you can define. As I told that the state is the nominal data, gender is a nominal data, age is a continuous data. Household also I will consider as a scaled data. Qualification is the nominal data. Working days is a continuous data. In the week they can work for n number of days. Then the mode is a nominal data, EB as a nominal data. So this is the way we can enter. So when it is coming to the state, if you want to define the values, you can define here. One is Tamil Nadu, two is Andhra Pradesh, three is Maharashtra. So like that we can explain all the variables here. Gender also we can explain 0 as female, 1 as male. So I have a defined. Age is a continuous variable, household is a continuous variable. Qualifications I have a given 1, 2, 3. 1 is indicating the UG, 2 is indicating the PG, 3 is indicating PhD. So this is the classifications. Working day is a continuous variable. Next will be the mode. 1 is indicating the car, 2 is indicating the Ola services, 3 is indicating the bus. Okay. EB shift is 0 or 1. Shift, people are interested to shift to e-bike. That is 0. 1 is they are not shift to e-bike. So this is the classifications we have defined. So now if you are going to the data view, if you are clicking, you can able to see the changes. So this is the raw data which we collected from the field of the questionnaire survey. Using the coding, we have converted all the data in the coding in the Excel sheet. So that is the data we have imported here. So once we import the data in the variable view, all the variable is explained and defined using the values. So once it is done, so we can go for the analysis. So the first one is we have to see some missing cell. Okay, here data will be there. This is only 9 data, so we can able to see clearly. But the most of the analysis you might be having the 1000 or the 2000 data and all. In that kind of the cases, some cell might be missing. Example, here everybody can able to see the visible. So the 2 here there is a no data. Okay, here the data is missing. So here you can able to see, but when it is coming to the 1000 or the 2000 data, we don't know where the missing cells are there. In that particular cases, before moving to the analysis, first you have to perform and identify the missing cells. So go to the analysis. So participant, here the data missing might be there in some particular cases. So we have to identify which case is missing. For identifying the cases, go to the analysis. Missing value analysis options are there. You click that missing value analysis option. each variable, if you want to analyze, you can analyze it. Example, here I'm clicking gender and give the arrow and click OK. So the SPSS directly it leads to the output file. So in the output file, you can able to see N8. So N8, okay. Okay, that is not with respect to the finding the cells. Okay, finding option is here. Okay, so missing variable findings, we can do it. But if you want to see the missing values, so in that particular cases, we have to do with respect to the descriptive statistics. So that I will explain. Before moving to the analysis, just I will explain with respect to the descriptive analysis. Okay, so you have to go to the descriptive analysis and you can click the frequencies. So participant, everybody import the data from the Excel sheet. So once you import from the Excel sheet and you can define the variables. So here the variable options are there. So you can define the variables, but still if you're not able to follow with the particular things, we can follow with the directly can follow with the analysis. So the data's everything we have entered in the data view. The first we can do the analysis with respect to the descriptive analysis. There we are going to analyze about the all the variables, including the missing variables. We can identify that. Then again we can redefine the variable, and if you want, you can perform the analysis further. So first for descriptive statistic analysis. So here you can go descriptive statistic analysis. Here you have the two type of the analysis. One is frequencies, another one will be the descriptive. There is a huge difference between these two kind of the analysis. Okay, when it is coming to the descriptive analysis, we have the limited options. So limited options in the sense here you can able to see mean, sum, standard deviations, minimum, maximum, variance, range, and the standard error. So only the limited options will be there when it is coming to the descriptive options in the SPSS software. But when it is coming to the frequencies, you have the various options. You can able to generate the frequency table. Okay, and you have the lot of options. Okay, you can able to check the percentiles, mean, medium, mode, skewness. Okay, SK value also we can estimate, as well as you can plot the graph, or the bar chart, pie chart, histograms. So all the options are there. So if you want to study about the descriptive statistical analysis of your data set, you can analyze and using the frequencies options. So participant, now we are going to perform the descriptive statistical analysis. For descriptive statistical analysis, go to the analyze option. In that analyze option, the second option will be the descriptive statistics. In the descriptive statistic, first options frequency is there. If you click the frequency, you can able to this kind of the box. So the left side, as I told, that left side will be there whatever the data we have entered. So if you want to make it as a display as a variable view, you can right click where display variable names is there. If you are clicking, it will change automatically. So these are the variables are there. And if you want to study about the state, okay, descriptive, you just click the state or the double click, automatically it will go. At the same time, if you want to study about the age, okay, you double click age will go. Then what are the studies you want to perform? So click statistics. So participant, go to the analysis descriptive will be there. In the descriptive, you can click the frequency. Once you click the frequency, you can able to see this kind of the dialog box. In the dialog box, you shift the whatever variable you want to perform the descriptive analysis. Once you click the free data, you go to the statistics. So what are the data you want? You just click it. I want to see the minimum value, maximum value, standard deviations, variance, median, mode. These are the value I want to get as an output. So what are the variables? If you want to extract, you click, tick, and you go for the continue. Then the another important one will be the frequency table. If you want the frequency table also, you have to make it as a tick as a display frequency table. Okay, participant, if you want to see the statistics, okay, click the statistic option. Here you have a lot of options. Whatever the output is required from the frequency analysis, you just make us a tick and click the continue options. Also, you just tick the display frequency table. Then if you want to diagram also, you click the chart, bar chart is there, pie chart is there, histogram is there, whatever the chart you require, you just click it. Example, I will give the bar chart. And with that chart also, it has a different with respect to the frequency or with respect to the percentages. So whatever representations you want, you just click and give continue and click OK, and it directly leads to the output. So in the output table, you can able to see the frequencies. So this is the frequency table. As I told that state, we have the three classifications. One is Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra. In the variable view, okay, in the variable view, if you not define this cells, okay, Tamil Nadu, AP, Maharashtra and all, if you not defined this one, your output, it will show 1 2 3. But I have a defined one as a Tamil Nadu, two as a Andhra Pradesh, three as a Maharashtra. So the values what you defined, that you are getting as an output. So it is easy to interpret your result. If it is 1 2 3, it is you have to think what is 1, what is 2, what is 3. So those kind of the conflict will be reduced when if you are defining the values in your view, okay, variable view. And Tamil Nadu, we have the two data. Andhra Pradesh, we have the two data. And Maharashtra, we have the 5 data. So this is the frequency table. And this is the values I have given. Median, I was asking the median. When it is coming to the age, this is the median, and mode and all most probably we are using for the continuous variable. So here the median is 24 for the age, okay, with respect to the data. The mode is 21, so the average is lies in this particular area, and the standard deviation is 8.786, and the minimum age is 20 and the maximum age is 48. So this is the details I have given as an input, and I got it as an output for the age. So like that state also defined, but since it is in a categorical data, I'm not explaining about the things. So when it is coming to the frequency, so whatever the data, if you want, you just get it directly here, and you have the frequency table. With respect to the frequency, this is the bar chart. Even you can able to plot the pie chart also with respect to the frequency, or with respect to the percentage also, we can plot the graph. So this is a simple way we can extract the data with respect to the descriptive analysis. Dear participant, go to the descriptive statistics. Frequencies are there. If you are clicking the frequency option, you can able to see this dialog box. In case if you want to analyze the descriptive statistic for all the variables, you just select Control A, all the variables selected, and move to the right side box. So now it is moved to the right side box. All the data we are going to analyze it. In the statistics, you have the all the options: percentile, mean, medium, mode, standard deviations, skewness. Okay. So whatever the data is required for your study, you just tick and click continue. Then the important thing is display frequency tables. Since our data has a various categorical data, the display frequency is very important. So click the display very quickly, then click OK. So now you get the result for the all the variables like a state, age, gender, household, qualifications, working data, mode, and e-bike shifting. So everybody is getting the output result for the descriptive analysis. So go to the analysis and the frequency. So click the frequency and track the variables, whatever you want to analyze. Okay. So in the frequency table, like I told that it's a categorical data and we have the variables. So this is a state, this is age. You can see the gender. When you're seeing the output of the gender, it is showing that the missing. Okay. So totally 9 data, but when it is gender, it is generated only 8 data and the 1 data is missing over here. So this kind of the indications you will get it here, and go to the data sheet and you try to find where the data is missing. So when you are typing the data, then you can able to redo it. So example here, the data is missing. Okay, so that is the things it is the defined. Okay, so in the output table, you have the frequencies with respect to your methods on the output. You just choose whatever you want to choose. Okay, then the frequency will be there. Totally 9 data are there. You have to check the frequency table. All the data are ended here 9. So that is the reasons we can able to see. But when it is coming to the 1000, 2000 data and all, we can't track it. So that time you can, it will show like this: missing, system is missing 1 data. Totally observed data is 8. It's supposed to be 9 in the total. So this kind of the outcome you will get it. Okay, so here all the outputs are there actually. So if you want to minimize, you just minimize also. So whatever you want to minimize, minimize it. So this is the output window. So example, the frequency last we have analyzed. So this frequency table, if you want to convert to your method, okay. So right click, copy option is there, or copy as the Excel format also there. Just copy. So this is the same sheet actually. Go to the any Excel sheet and paste. So directly you can get the data. So this is the one way for transferring your result to the Excel sheet. So all the results you can export to the Excel sheet and you can perform the analysis. So participant, in your output window, there is a two-way. We can export the output, or okay, export the output, whatever the format you want to make it. But for the simplicity, you just right click, copy, and you can open Excel file and Control V, and the result can be copy pasted in your Excel sheet. Like that figure also you can copy paste it. So you are getting the bar chart, pie chart, or the whatever the analysis you want to perform. So all the figures also it can be shifted to your Excel sheet. Okay. So participant, for the descriptive analysis, go to the descriptive statistic. Frequency option is there. There you just transfer all the data, whatever the output is required, just you tick on it and click the continue, Also chart is there. So whatever the chart is required, you just click on it. Frequency or the percentage if you want to give us a continue and click it OK. So you will get an output. So in the output, you can interpret whatever the result is required. Particularly when it is coming to the frequency table, you can able to see the missing data. So what is a missing cell or what is the missing cases that you can identify it. So that is the one main advantage of the frequency table as well as the further analysis. So today I'm ending here. So far we have discussed about the options and the data entry manually, as well as how we can import the data from the Excel sheet. And slightly we have started with the descriptive statistic analysis in the tomorrow morning sessions. So today try to get the familiar with the working style with the SPSS. So one day if you're getting the familiar, then tomorrow sessions we can move little bit faster than the today session. So in the tomorrow, we will see further descriptive statistical analysis and the graphical indications. Also, we will see about the correlations and the modeling aspect. So once you get familiar with the things of using the SPSS, then it will be very easy and it is very time saving. So further analysis, we will continue on the tomorrow morning session 10 o'clock. Yes, as I told that you have to save your output file also. Okay, you can save automatically your output file, or in case if you want, if you are closing your output file, it will ask save the contents of output view to output 1. So this is the things it will ask. So as I told that you have to save your two files. One is the data entry file, another one will be the output file. So this is the output file. I'm giving the save output demo 1 output. So if I'm saving, it is automatically it is closed. So like that you have to save your data entry sheet also. This is we import from the Excel sheet. So far we have not saved. So in case if you're trying to close the window, it will ask, do you want to proceed? Then you can click yes. Then it will ask save changes to the following data sheet. You can give the yes. Then again, this is the demo 1, maybe demo 2 you can give, and if you are saving, so automatically it will get saved. Okay, so before
Hello.
closing SPSS, so two type you have to save it. One is output as well as the data entry. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, view and options we have covered in the today lecture. Data entry manual, import from the Excel we have covered. The data analysis is there. So in the data analysis, we just discussed about the descriptive and the frequency analysis. Tomorrow we will see how the probability as well as the outlier test. Okay, so that outlier test and all we will check it very quickly. Then we will see the various graphical representations. How can we do? Then we will go for the correlations. So this is the things we try to cover in the tomorrow morning session. So is there any doubt from the today's sessions? So I will hand over the session to the organizer, Dr. Girish.
Yes, sir.
Is there any question in the chat box?
If any questions are there, you kindly post in the chat box. Yeah, please, participants, we are requesting you to. So it was very nice session. Everyone is very happy for the session that we had
Yes.
today. The way you delivered the entire demo sessions, it's very good and interesting, and we learn a lot of things here. So many people I have noticed they are posting that they got output also. That which means they
Okay.
are following very nicely. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. I also thank all the participants. Yeah, yeah. That's okay,
Okay, that
sir. It's already
yeah.
time. Maybe, sir. There is
Yes,
one
yes.
question. Multinomial,
Sure,
logic
sure.
model. Please add.
Okay, we will see in the tomorrow morning session. So
Sure, sure.
okay, thanks to all. So we will
Thank
see
you, sir.
tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Right,
Yeah.
right. Carry on. Right, right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I would like to thank all the participants also for your nice participation. I hope this you have learned very nicely, and I request you also to go back to before you come tomorrow. and practice once so that you can get some doubts also tomorrow you can get clarified. And as of now, there is no feedback link for today. Since it is a two-day hands-on experience with the same expert, we would like to post the feedback link as a common link in tomorrow's afternoon session. So kindly note this. And yeah, you can go through our YouTube channel, so which we have created very recently. It is there always. It will be there with these videos, whatever we have happened. So kindly go through that. You can even practice it later also when you see go and see this. So YouTube link has been posted in the chat box. So kindly go. It is requested to subscribe our channel. Even if you are not subscribing, also you can able to see the videos, whatever it is existing today's session. Yeah, thank you.